Just when you thought he was done, Donald Trump is apparently planning a run for 2024 that will launch on Inauguration Day. And he has raised a ton of money lying to his supporters about where that money is going. That money can now be used to run this campaign. So let me start with this here. I've discussed this in the past when this launched, the official election defense fund from Donald Trump. If you go into the fine print, you discover where this money actually goes. As you see here now, 75%, it used to be 60%, but now 75% of each contribution first to Save America. Save America is Donald Trump's PAC. He can use that money however he likes. Funnel it back into his own companies, give it to GOP politicians in their campaign runs, or maybe give it to himself for a future run for 2024. And how much has he raised? Lying to people about there being election fraud, but actually raising this money for himself? $170 million. He has raised $170 million lying to his supporters about where that money's going. Now using it potentially for a future run, which, to be fair, I'm sure a lot of his supporters don't care. I'm sure they're happy that that's where the money's going, if it's going there. But more here from NBC News. Trump considers 2024 campaign kickoff on Inauguration Day. More details on this. There is a preliminary planning underway for a January 20th event to kick off a new Trump bid. The people familiar with the discussions said, so there are, just to be clear here, 3 people familiar with these discussions, so leaked from 3 people close to Trump saying this. Though it's possible the president could make the announcement earlier, as no final decisions have been made. Regardless of the timing of a campaign announcement, Trump is not expected to attend the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. According to the people familiar with the discussions, he also does not plan to invite Biden to the White House or even call him, they said. Now, honestly, this last part, I don't care. Any attempt to have Joe Biden over to the White House or to call him would just be a way for Trump to try and make him appear like a nicer person than he actually is. He's an asshole. So the fact that he's not going to be at the inauguration or that he's not inviting Biden over, who cares? This is who Trump is. So any attempt for him to try and reach out to Biden would just be a way for him to mask who he really is. So at least he's not pretending to be somebody he's not. He is an asshole, and it's obvious. Now, more here. Rolling Stone also reported on this. They added saying, as The Hill pointed out, polling suggests that Republicans would welcome another Trump run. 2 separate polls show more than half of Republicans want more Trump. According to 7-Letter Insight, 66% of Republican voters would support Trump in 2024, and 54% said in a Morning Consult political poll that they would vote for Trump in a 2024 primary. And these are the people that are just willing to admit this over the phone. I'm sure the number is actually a lot higher. If you look at the approval rating of Trump from conservative voters, from Republicans, it's like between 90 to 98% of the party, of the voters, support Donald Trump. Of course, they're going to back another run in 2024. Now, I guess the only issue for Trump is, can he maintain this popularity that he has? Is he able to stay in the spotlight? Will he launch maybe a Trump TV or have a show on Fox or be a contributor on one of these conservative networks like Newsmax or OAN where he makes these constant appearances and stays in the spotlight? I'm sure he will. This is what he likes doing. The only part of the job of being the president that Trump, I think, really, truly enjoyed was holding the rallies. He's still going to have rallies. You don't need to be president to hold a rally. So he's going to have these rallies. He's going to have his supporters out there. He's going to keep his name in the headlines as a way to continue this energy for the next 4 years into 2024. One last piece here from the Daily Beast. They say here, according to 2 sources with direct knowledge of the matter, the president has privately bragged that he'd still remain in the spotlight even if Biden is in the Oval Office, in part because the news media will keep regularly covering him. As Trump has assessed, he gets the news outlets' ratings, and those same outlets find Biden boring. This, unfortunately, is true. Trump gets headlines. Trump gets the eyeballs. Joe Biden is boring, which is both bad and good. On one hand, it's good because he's not as overtly crazy as Donald Trump is, not as overtly dangerous as Donald Trump is. That said, the fact that Biden is boring is actually bad for society as a whole, as we should continue to be focused on what Joe Biden is doing, who's in his cabinet, what they're pushing for, as I've done on this channel since he's won the election. Because it's clear this administration, the Biden administration, is not going to do a whole lot, at least not based on who they're bringing into the cabinet so far. And after 8 years of Obama, you got Trump. So if Biden takes the exact same approach of Barack Obama, this conservatism masked as being part of progressivism or the Democratic Party or the left, then you're just going to lead again to another Donald Trump or Donald Trump-like figure in 4 or 8 years. So using the media, Trump absolutely will remain in the headlines, possibly taking away attention from Biden and what he is or isn't doing in his administration. And we may have to do this all over again in 4 years. I am not looking forward to that. And really, the one way to potentially stop this, throw Trump in jail. He committed tax fraud. A lot of this stuff came out during the impeachment proceedings. He overinflated his assets and then devalued his assets. He overinflated his assets when it came to borrowing money, and then devalued his assets when it came to tax time, meaning that he committed tax fraud. So I assume if he's actually seriously pursued, then there will be some repercussions. But unless that happens, seems very likely that Trump is going to do this all over again in 2024.